3, 4. This is Robert Ferguson coming out the door. Hey, everybody. This is Robert Ferguson, your nutritionist, a guy who shares because he cares. Today, I'm going to share with you information about protein. Like, how much protein does one eat? I mean, you see people walking around eating protein like nonstop. Even my daughter is watching TikTok and I see her trying to hit certain macros like, how much protein do I need to get that? I'm like, sweetheart, let me just tell you. So I told her I would do this live today. I've been thinking about it. I went through a whole bunch of papers. So I'm not going to keep you long, but I am going to share information about the 8-week fat loss challenge. We start on Monday. This is the time. Get started. Sign up. And I'm going to share with you information about protein. And then this next video I'm going to do later on is going to be about bifidobacteria. We're going to talk about the gut microbiome. So without delay, let's get this party started. And again, we're going to talk about protein. How much is the right amount? How much is too much? You know what I'm saying? We'll be right back.
Author and nutritionist Robert Ferguson.
Please welcome Robert Ferguson.
All right, y'all, let's hear it for America's Fat Loss Coach, Robert Ferguson!
Boom. Okay, we are back. Well, let me first give a big shout out to one of my new clients, Catherine. Catherine is killing it. You're killing it. You're killing it. And when I say she's killing it, she saw me do a post. She came on board, and she's rocking and rolling. I mean, there's a lot of my clients that are rocking and rolling, and a lot of our coaches, their clients are rocking and rolling. And there's some really cool things like happening. But I just wanted to give Catherine a shout out, Catherine, because this morning when I got on the phone with her, this woman's down almost 5 inches in her waist in like 2 weeks. Who wouldn't want to drop 5 inches off your waist in 14 days? I don't know what's taking some of you so long. I mean, come on, I'm here to help you. I really want to help you. And if it's not with me, we have a lot of coaches and we're growing in that respect. And they would love to help you. So go to our website at dietfreelife.com. But the reason why I'm giving Catherine the big shout out is because her mom is losing weight. And her mom had her best fasting glucose. Like she says 40 years. Let's just say 20 years. 20 years and they're eating carbs. I mean, come on. Doesn't get any better than that. All right. Now, if you are interested in the 8-week fat loss challenge, you can go to dietfreelife.com. Get registered now. Once you register, you will see steps 1 through 4. Just follow those steps, and then you'll be totally prepared to wake up on Monday and be off and running. Okay? So all you got to do between now and Monday is go through steps 1 through 4, and then you're ready. Now, for those of you who just completed our last challenge, you can do the challenge again. And I've added some tweaks and some fun stuff. So you're going to like it. I went a little heavier on the gut microbiome and specifically a certain family of bacteria because that's what's primarily tied into your immune system. So we're going to talk about immune system, and I'm going to share with you in the challenge the exact foods that you want to eat that will boost that bifidobacteria. Yes, it's privileged information, and I can't wait to share it. Okay, let's get into this thing about protein. How much protein is enough protein? I want you guys to take a guess. You know, you hear people saying, well, you want to make sure you get your macros. Like I have a client right now who she was actually consuming about 140 grams of protein a day. And she was having a very difficult time getting in 140 grams of protein in a day. And if you go to most gyms, personal trainers, bodybuilders, fitness people, they're all about protein. All they talk about is like how much protein. Make sure you get enough protein. Are you getting enough protein? Just, if you're hungry, eat more protein. Everything is around protein. Now, here's the background info. I'm a former pro athlete. I have trained people to become pro athletes. I have helped and trained people to get on the Olympic team. I have helped and trained people to become world champions. I have coached quite a few world champions over the years. I was a vegan at one point in my life for about 10 years. Vegetarian, a bigger part of my life. I'll eat some of anything today. Um, and I'm sharing that with you because I've ran marathons. I've competed at the highest levels. And I never was concerned about protein. Never. And actually, when I really understood protein at the highest level is when I was a vegan, because I did want to make sure I was getting an adequate amount. And that's when I realized that protein is not just in meat, like meat and bacon and fish and chicken and turkey, it's in bread. Like one slice of bread yields about 4 to 5 grams of protein. And I know that a tablespoon of peanut butter, even though it's a fat with the diet-free life methodology, it does come with 4 grams of protein. So if I put a tablespoon of peanut butter on one slice of bread, that's 8 grams of protein. That's equivalent to an ounce of chicken breast. That's equivalent to trout, to salmon, as far as protein. And when you're eating a variety, you will get all of the essential amino acids, the building blocks that can build muscle. Now, some of you are like, okay, well, is he going to talk about how much protein to build muscle? How much protein to lose weight? Again, I'm going to give you some numbers. And these numbers are pretty simple. But in North America, most people do not have a problem getting an adequate amount of protein. Now, when you look at our fat-burning meals, on a minimum, I encourage people to get at least 15 grams of protein, which is like 2 ounces of chicken. That's not much. And then I give recommendations up to about 30 for a woman grams in a single time and 40 for a man. That's a little high, but these are general numbers. Now, studies have been done, many studies, on how much protein is enough. If you follow the diet-free life methodology, you're good. But if you're walking around constantly drinking protein, buying everything that's protein, you're not absorbing and maximizing all of that protein. Now, you could be if you're packed with muscle and you're huge, right? But for the most part, here's the numbers. For the most part, we're looking at 20 to 30 grams of protein can be absorbed at a single time. Now, the body can continue to absorb protein, but at a single time, if you stick around 20 to 30 grams, then you're good. So let's say that person who was consuming 140 grams of protein, let's say that she followed this rule. If she only had 20 grams of protein, would that be enough at each meal and she had 3 meals? Yes. That's only 60 grams of protein. Well, if you don't really need that much protein, where's the push coming from when it comes to protein? It's an old age thought and belief that you gotta consume protein to build muscle. That's where the protein powders come in, the protein liquid drinks, the protein chips, the protein this, the protein that, and everyone just kind of follows a leader. Not everyone, but a lot of us. Well, not me. And they just think eat more protein if you want to lose weight. Now, there's a thing called the thermic effect of food, meaning whenever you eat food, then your body utilizes a certain amount of energies to help with digestion, absorption, all the things that go with that. And you have carbohydrates, you have fat, and you have protein. Those are the 3 macronutrients. Protein has the highest thermic effect. It takes longer to break down, absorb, all of those things. And it can continue doing that for a long period of time. And then protein is also, you're less likely to store it as fat. You can, but you're way less likely compared to fat and carbohydrates. But you don't need to be walking around consuming massive amounts of protein. You want to learn how to eat a balanced meal and you're good. Now, protein will satiate you better than carbs and fat. Well, fat and protein, we got a big argument there. But protein does help satiate you better than eating carbohydrates. So What are the differences, right? So here's the difference. If you're a woman and you weigh, let's say 180 pounds, you do not have the same amount of muscle mass as a man who weighs 180 pounds. The more muscle mass you have, the more protein you would benefit from consuming compared to someone who's smaller. Then when you start thinking about how much protein are we really eating, on average, let's say 8 grams or in 1 ounce of protein, let's say chicken, fish, you're getting about 8 grams. And if you consume 5 ounces, which a lot of people do at one time, you could be taking in 40 grams of protein in one meal. And your body, depending on your size, is only going to absorb and benefit from so much, which brings us to that, and again, I'm generalizing, 20 to 30 grams. But you just may want to eat more protein. Some people just want to eat more protein. You don't need much protein. Like the take home, you don't need nowhere near the amount of protein that people are recommending. You do not. You do not. You may say, okay, what about muscles? Like, I want to get bigger. You still do not. What's going to help you as far as build muscles is being consistent and hitting the weights really, really hard. If you're doing that, then you're good. You are good. Okay? So, anyway, what do we got here? What do we got? Somebody said, I can't finish watching right now, but I will catch the replay. I need to know this information. God bless you. Thank you very much. And there's my buddy, Sandy Silver. I need help with protein. You don't need as much protein, Sandy. You're good. Learn how to make, like in the challenge, I teach you how to make a fat-burning meal with no protein, only using carbs and fat. Another reason to do the challenge. Okay, I'm done. I'll be back later because I want to share something with you about the gut microbiome and something that happened with Dr. Sabine. It is really interesting, but I'll be doing that later on this evening. Don't miss that because we're going to talk about the gut microbiome and specifically the bacteria, bifida bacteria, bifida. Okay, I got to go, you guys. Thank you.